Welcome to Fidelity Awareness, a series dedicated to unraveling the complexities of how we make and listen to music. I'm Dr. Doug Bielmeyer, here to guide you through the world of music production, where creativity meets technology. In today's episode, we're talking about critical listening and its importance in the music production process. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with the series. Feel free also to share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. I'm happy to answer questions, clarify things I said, or even offer additional opinions. Critical listening is a fundamental skill in the field of music production. This term may sound straightforward. Obviously, a good recording engineer or mixer uses their ears, but the concept encompasses a depth of auditory analysis and thoughtful interpretation that is central to the work of music professionals. Therefore, it's important to define critical listening and outline its importance in the assessment of the technical, musical, and production aspects used in the many stages of the music production process. Additionally, it's important to understand how producers can develop their critical listening skills in order to translate these assessments into concrete actions needed to shape and finalize their music productions. Critical listening is the practice of using focused, analytical listening to evaluate and understand the quality and attributes of sound within a musical context. It involves an in-depth appraisal of elements like pitch, tempo, timbre, texture, dynamics, balance, and spatiality in a music production. Critical listening is the skill by which all technical performance, recording, and production aspects are assessed. This assessment is the first step in developing and shaping a musical production towards the final desired sonic output. By assessment, a music producer identifies aspects of the production that will need to be addressed and either redone or fixed later in the production process. Critical listening enables the music producer to assess the technical fidelity of recordings, identifying issues like distortion, noise, and unwanted artifacts, ensuring that the sound captured is as true to the source as possible. Issues like distortion often occur when the input gain on the audio interface or preamp is set too high and can manifest as a harsh, crunchy sound, especially during loud guitar strums or vocal peaks. Therefore, it is critical that a recording engineer hears this distortion and knows how to turn down the input of an instrument or track during the recording process. Noise can be introduced into a music production at various stages, such as from the microphone, cables, or ambient sources, which can be heard as hissing or buzzing sounds that are not part of the natural performance. Ideally, these noise issues are identified in the initial recording stage, but often need to be fixed later during the editing or mix process. Unwanted artifacts a producer may encounter in an acoustic performance include lip smacks, breath noises, or fret squeaks on a guitar. The music producer must train themselves to listen for these non-musical artifacts that can detract from the final production. Through critical listening, subtle nuances in performances can be discerned and assessed. This includes understanding the emotional tone, the intent behind a vocal delivery, or the feel of an instrumental performance, which can significantly influence the final mix and production choices. When recording, this requires producers to assess performances in real time and determine if they need to be redone and what, if additional support or coaching is necessary for the artist. While editing, producers must assess the best takes to comp, what takes need time alignment, and if vocal or instrument tuning needs to occur. The music producer must train themselves to listen for performances that will translate the vision of the final production. Developing one's ear through critical listening allows the music producer to assess the most appropriate production techniques to employ in order to achieve a specific sonic goal. In the recording stage of production, this includes choosing microphones, their placement, as well as these techniques in relationship to the sonic qualities of specific sound sources that the producer wants to emphasize or mitigate. In the mixing phase, critical listening is continuously employed to balance levels, pan instruments, apply EQ and effects, and blend tracks. This assessment of production aspects ensures each element of the mix sits perfectly within the overall sonic landscape, neither dominating nor being overshadowed. Critical listening is a skill honed over time with practice and experience. Specific examples and strategies to help you develop your critical listening skills include A/B comparison, listening analysis, and technical ear training. Comparing audio sources side by side is the most fundamental means by which to train and develop your ear. A lot of this comparison or trial and error happens on the job, or while aspiring music producers are in the studio working in sessions or with clients. For example, take two different microphone recordings of the same instrument or voice and switch between them to hear the nuances. By analyzing the difference in tone, timbre, dynamics, and spatial characteristics, a music producer can begin to acquire an understanding of what each microphone brings to the recording. Setting aside dedicated time for focused listening sessions of well-mixed tracks from various genres is paramount. Successful music producers analyze these reference tracks for inspiration, comparison, and for solutions to their own production's issues or shortcomings. Pairing these sessions with research into the technical, musical, and production techniques employed in these productions can help connect technique to what you are hearing. One-on-one interviews with producers are a great source for this information. Most successful producers have trained their ears to recognize specific frequency ranges, dynamic ranges, and spatial awareness. It is invaluable for producers to be able to distinguish bass frequencies, mid-range, and treble frequencies, and how they contribute to the overall spectral balance of a production. Also, it's important for producers to identify instances where dynamic processors like compressors and limiters are needed to control peaks or to add punch and consistency to individual instruments or the entire mix. In addition, producers understand panning and spatial effects such as reverb and delay to distinguish between sounds that are upfront, center, wide, or distant. Luckily, there are several technical ear training applications that exist that focus specifically on frequency identification, band discernment, and the sonic effects of compression and reverb delay parameters. The best applications allow listeners to pair identification with an A/B comparison format. Critical listening is a foundational skill for music production, encompassing a deep level of auditory analysis and interpretation essential for music professionals. These skills help producers draw inspiration from reference tracks and apply techniques effectively, ultimately leading to more polished and compelling music productions. That's all for today's episode of Fidelity Awareness. Join me next time as we dive deeper, offering tips, techniques, and insights to enhance your music production journey. Until then, keep making music.